Now, is this how our brain works? Are we, the Homo economicus, a rational actor that always maximizes our utility? As you can already guess, it's a rhetorical question. The answer is a resounding no. So let me, as a beginning, start with what the traditional approach to finance is and then tell you what we do differently. So in traditional finance, the general idea that we learn at university is you have input factors, market data, economic indicators, and then you have the human who does a linear transformation of this data, maximizing his utility, so he's a rational actor, and then out of this rational human transformation of the data, you will see the future market development. Now, is this how our brain works? Are we, the Homo economicus, a rational actor that always maximizes our utility? As you can already guess, it's a rhetorical question. The answer is a resounding no. And just as a side anecdote, some scientists actually went out and searched for where does the Homo economicus prediction model apply. And they did find a place where it applies, just that it wasn't humans, it was chimpanzees. The only problem with chimpanzees is they are not participants in our financial markets. So the whole model doesn't help us understand the financial markets and how people act in the financial markets in a deep way. So this is some brain scans of market participants. And so while we do have a rational part of our brain, the rational part of our brain only makes up about 30%. The rest is made up of two other parts. One is the brain stem, which regulates basic function. And the other part is the limbic system, or you can also call it the emotional brain, or the mammalian brain. Now, what happens, what you can see here on the left side, when we have unanticipated losses, so when the markets drop, what happens is, and you can literally see that when you put EEG caps on market participants, the neurons don't fire from the rational part anymore, they fire from the mammalian brain. We get into fear and panic, and unfortunately, our brain has not been created for success in financial market, it's been created for survival in the wild. So what happens is, the avoidance brain network, the circuit that ensures our survival gets activated. So basically, the brain reaction when we face unanticipated losses is similar to the brain reaction we have if we're in the jungle and face a wild animal. What does the brain do? It starts to emit stress hormones. It starts to urge us to go into action and to exit the situation as fast as we can. So what does this translate to when market participants are faced with these losses? They start to do panic selling, which of course exacerbates the situation, creates a vicious circle. Market prices drop way more than from a rational standpoint they should. This translates into mean reversion market opportunities. On the other hand, when we have huge profits that we didn't anticipate, what happens is the approach brain network gets activated, which is what gets activated when we receive sex and food and other nice things. And our brain starts to act as if it was on cocaine. We start to emit dopamine. And so what happens is people anticipate a lot more of these profits and they will start to leverage up their positions. They will start to ignore the risks. And basically, as we all know, typically it results in the situation on the left-hand side as a consequence. So what we do, we come out of neuroscience. So some of our partners have done a lot of neuroscientific experiments with market participants in laboratory. And basically, we measure the brain waves of market participants to understand how the human brain processes gains and losses. When you have enough of this research, you can mathematically formalize how the brain transforms gains and losses. What is the process? It's a very nonlinear process. We weight losses way more than gains. And you can build these formulas, and now these formulas, you can use them, you can feed them with price and volume data, and it allows you to do predictions of short-term market movements based on the behavior of the market participants that is defined by their emotional brains, by the neuronal processes that they have as a result of market developments. We've implemented this a year ago into a crypto strategy. As you can imagine, the crypto market is the perfect space for these kind of strategies where you have a lot of emotions and the space allows for a lot of fantasy, as there's no commonly accepted valuation principles. And it has been a great success so far. Those are my 5 minutes. If you want to know more, I have my booth right over there, and I look forward to a lot of interesting conversations. Thank you.